Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Happy day 199 of the year. It is a cold and windy and rainy morning here in Byron Bay. Hopefully it's a little nicer or more pleasant wherever you are in the world. Although I must say I do enjoy a nice quiet yin rainy start to the day. It's nice to especially if it's a Saturday, it's nice to start the weekend. Starting out slowly, starting the cycle of a new morning, a new day, and yes, the weekend with this very yin energy. The yin, remember, is all about darkness and coolness and slowing down and resting, and rainy weather definitely provides the cocoon for that very yin feeling. So if it is rainy and cool and dark wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying the yin energy just like I am on this morning 199 of the year. And according to 365 Tao by Deng Ling Tao, the word for today on day 199 is internalizing. So grab your book, grab your journal and something to write with. Find that nice, quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together. Be here and now and present, connecting with yourself, connecting with the natural world, taking a few deep breaths in, with long exhales out to be here and now and present. And let's start reading together on day 199 on the subject of internalizing. People think that they don't have to learn because there is so much information available. But knowledge is more than processing information. Only the wise move fast enough. The amount of information available today is unprecedented. In medieval times, a few volumes could form an encyclopedia of all known facts, or a despot could control his subjects simply by isolating or destroying a library. Now, information is available to us in tidal proportions. I think about this a lot. I'm 45 years old. I was born in 1981, and so I remember a time before the internet. I remember a time before smartphones. I remember a time before computers. I remember going to a library and taking out a book, and that was a very, very different time to the world that we're living in now, and that was just in my lifetime. And have a think about how, if we go even further back, as it says here, to medieval times, when everything that was known was written in a couple of books. Think about how much has changed as we go through each cycle, and as technology advances, as the human race advances, and all of these things that are available to us now. Information is one of those things that used to be, in a few libraries and was somewhat elite and kept away from the masses. Now it's available in the palm of your hand. Anytime you're connected to your phone, you have access to more information than any human in the history of mankind has ever had right now. It's a pretty crazy thing to think about. Some people take a lethargic approach to this enormity. They feel that if there is so much at hand, they do not need to actually learn anything. They'll go out and find it when they need it. But life moves too fast for us to rely on this laziness. Just as the flow of information has increased exponentially, so too has the pace of decision-making accelerated. We can't be passive. We have to internalize information and place ourselves precisely in the flow. It has been stated that the average human being utilizes 10% of his or her mental capacity. I'm going to sit with that for a moment. I'm going to reread it, and I invite you to contemplate what I'm going to say here. It has been stated that the average human being utilizes 10% of his or her mental capacity. 10%. What's happening to the other 90%, right? A genius uses only 15%. Yeah, that's a genius. What about the other 85%, right? Are those the questions that we should be asking? So we definitely have the capacity to keep up if we unlock our potential. This requires education, experience, and determination. I love that. Education and experience, right? Book smarts, street smarts. You've got to have both. And it also says here, determination. You also have to have your own ambitions. You have to have the gumption to be able to go out and act upon this education, get these experiences, put these things into action. One should never stop learning, never stop exploring, Never stop going on adventures. Wow, I love that sentence. Be like the explorers of old. What they acquired for themselves will always surpass those who merely read about their exploits. So I really love this last paragraph. I invite you to reread it in your own time. But there's some real wonderful nuggets of information here. This 10% use of your mental capacity. Sit and think about that for a moment. If I'm only using 10% of my capacity, imagine there's 90% there that's not being used. It's a really, really phenomenal set of numbers there to contemplate. I find that really interesting. I want to do a bit of a deep dive on that, and I encourage you to do it as well, to see if there's any scientific research or psychologists who can kind of confirm these numbers. We only use 10% of our mental capacity. That's very interesting. I also love how it says here that education, experience and determination are necessary. Can't just be book smart, can't just be street smart. You've got to have the combination of both, and then you've also got to be determined and ambitious enough to go out into the world and do these things. And I love, as it says here, never stop learning, never stop exploring, and never stop going on adventures. That's wonderful wisdom for life. So a beautiful passage today on day 199 of the year. Hopefully you're having a beautiful morning, a beautiful weekend, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for being here for 199 days, and I look forward to reading with you again tomorrow.